Welcome and hello and welcome. Welcome and hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome and hello. It's Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Thank you for tuning in this evening. It is what the hell is it today? It's a Thursday, 2nd of October, I think. I haven't even come out of my hole today. I haven't even been a little bit crotchety, working on some taxes, working on some different stuff. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's almost Friday, guys. TGIF, you know what I mean? Welcome and hello and welcome. I again did not get any sleep. My thought process, my intellect, the whole thing is just right in the toilet. So if this whole video doesn't make any sense, sorry. I don't see anybody watching. Is anybody there? There's no comments. There shows 0 people watching. Not really sure this broadcast is actually working. Oh, there's somebody. Okay, 3. Sorry, guys. Welcome and hello and welcome. Clap my dog, Jordy. Thanks, guys. It's just like showing 0 viewers and 0 comments. So I'm like, nobody is watching. I may as well just go get in my hammock and get fatter. No, guys. Welcome and hello and welcome. I would like to remind you this video is sponsored by my receding hairline, just rapidly receding. It was holding very steady. I got thick hair, always had thick hair. It's holding steady, and then it's just everything's going bad, guys. The wheels are coming off. The humanity. But anyway, let's talk about everything today. I'm going to try to get through all these stocks I talk about and just sort of give you my, 2 cents worth of crappy advice. Not advice, of course, it's not financial advice, just my opinion on, because everybody's basically, the question is, hey, these things have gone up a lot, whether it be, SoFi, CRISPR popped up 10% more today, and it had already been pretty hot. SMCI holding back above 50. You have NEO knocking on the old back door of 8. What else is going on? You have 10X finally broke out of that, sort of 660 bound, and it popped up almost to 8 after hours. You have IOVA, which was under $2. It's up to 2.25. I mean, nothing to really write home about there. The fact that it's been walked down from, infinity to 0 is never fun. CRISPR is really, popping, of course, like I said. NEO is an exciting one because finally there's a lot of eyes on the stocks. Remember, the whole narrative is turning. Remember how there was just like right before SoFi made the big run, everybody hated SoFi. Everybody was saying it was a dead stock. Everybody was talking about bank valuation. And all of a sudden, the stock just went crazy, and almost overnight, everybody loved the stock. The same thing is afoot with NEO. This stock was, the redheaded stepchild. Everybody loved to hate the stock as, the cash burn, the dilution, the too many models, all the vanity projects, all that stuff has been eliminated. I mean, I think they're really running the company with a tremendous amount of more discipline now, which should give you confidence, gives me confidence as an investor that, profits are coming around the corner. Sorry, guys. So anyway, welcome and hello, everybody. The great low country Luton Pawns joined us live. Probably driving, watching. Don't get in an accident. Don't Poco on the road, guys. Poco from the safety of your own home. Hopefully with the curtains up. You're playing small ball south of the equator, guys. I said it before, and I'll say it again. YouTube is doing very specific audience analytics, and they've pointed out that my audience has a very, very small average penis size. And I'm not one to delve into these numbers, but it's just what they're throwing at me, what the Sergey and the boys down at Google have uncovered about you guys. Doesn't affect the host. I've talked about how, anyway, we're not going to go into the fat guy penis measuring science of the pulleys and how, Michelangelo sketched it out with the pulleys and a team of mules. No, get it from the base, get it from the bone, honey. It's at least 6. Still 4.5. Nope. All right. Bring in more horses. You're like trying to get yourself into some kind of a stretch pommel horse position where your penis is of a respectable length. It's not working out. There's just too much gunt. You're just working with too much gunt. It's just a gunty day. I'm sorry this is such inappropriate material, but my tired mind just goes straight into the gutter. Just fat guy penis measuring. Um, so SoFi, what is there to say about SoFi? I think they just totally, I think the stock wanted to really run up through 30 on the merits, on the multiples, on the growth, on everything else. And the shorts kind of came back. I mean, there's profit taking, there's swing trading, and there's people that just think it's reached, more than a fair valuation. I'm not saying that's wrong at the moment, but if you look at what other fintechs are getting and some of these other AI companies, SoFi is going to use AI. SoFi is going to use all these tools. They just use it in a traditional sector. And I think that's being held against them in terms of the multiple they're getting. But I think it's the opposite. I think it's easy for them to take market share, easy for them to take revenue. There's a huge pool of it. I call it surface water. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They just have to do it better. They just have to treat the customers better. They have to be more efficient. They have to offer more. They have to know their customer better. They have to exploit that relationship to make the most amount of money over the lifetime of that relationship. Just hopefully cradle to grave. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So you can see the stock right at open. Right pre-market was like 26.42. It had popped way up, and then this was kind of a false flag operation. And then right at open, it went from 26.34. Within 5 minutes, it had dropped all the way to 25.63. So this is the shock and awe. And then they walked it down even a bit further, I think, you see volume is pretty heavy here on this walk down. So there's a lot of accumulation. So this is telling me, just for my, I spy with my stupid fat eye, smart money is happy, to accumulate SoFi pre-ER in this range. The rest of it looks pretty chaotic. They're still trying to trade it sideways here, but it's not trading sideways. It's trading up, and then they start working on it again, work it down after hours, and they really work this thing over. Up 21 cents. I don't even really call that being up. I mean, if you look at this candle, it made a lower low than yesterday. It made a higher or a lower high than yesterday. So it's basically a big piece of crap, this candle. Volume descended again. I mean, and everything was very bullish in the morning, but my stocks were falling. It kind of followed the trend of the NASDAQ today, but it was very extreme with SoFi, even with NEO. I mean, look at the NEO chart. So I don't have the one day. But you see the same thing, just this incredible fall, accumulation, another fall, another similar up, and then it's just much tighter. I mean, they were working this thing between 785 and 788 much of the afternoon there on the little seahorse puppy dog pattern that they were working, which has a very bullish indicator, mind you, particularly when it's fashioned with two large spiky humps and then two smaller round humps, as it is in this case. Signals a bullish Fibonacci. No, I just think, I know those things are legitimate and retracement and all that, and the math adds up, but it's just funny to watch people do it on YouTube. They like pull these things down, pull them out. It's like, here's your levels. Give you some levels. Dumb. Oh, I think you're really going to like what I have for you. I'm not sure. But if you look what's going on, this is tightening and it's still going up. We made a higher high, higher low, closed higher. This is the highest close we've seen on the stock in, forever and a day. And basically it's in the process of busting out of this little channel. And if it busts out of this little channel, there's really no telling how high it's going to go, because as you can see, it's already past this point. So, you could argue, hey, this was support, this should be resistance, or this should be resistance. I don't really think so. I don't think there's any real resistance till this, 890 area, if that. I mean, it's hard to say. These are just lines. These are different points where the stock has pivoted and, found support, found resistance. Really doesn't mean it's going to do that again, because that's what the market makers program into an algorithm before, and they'll only use those same numbers again if it suits their interest. And if I know about it, because I'm the slow, stupid type, it probably doesn't. They're like, This fat guy uncovered it from his desk. Our evil plan should be a bit more subtle and confidential. Yeah, it's all on Reddit. So anyway, I have no idea what's going to happen, but if you just look at this move, I mean, this to me doesn't look like it's over. This is all buying. They're stepping on it. They're shorting. I mean, if you looked at what they did today, they shorted 660,000 shares. They borrowed 2.8 million shares. The short interest, there's a lot of pressure there because there's only 133 million shares on loan. There's 157 million shares sold short. So they've got to get those shares and cover somewhere if this stock catches fire. What if they announce a series of partner cars with CATL and other nameplates? It's going to send the stock through the roof. Turret will probably go up 40, 50% in one day and then pull back, and they'll stomp on in and clip our nuts like the florist in the film The Town with Ben Affleck. I love people with huge foreheads. Giuliano Bologna, Compass Point, Ben Affleck from Matt Damon's Office. Oh, giant five heads, the spice of life, particularly when it's on like a bullum curly, just a blank expression. How do I direct films? Did I marry J-Lo 3 times? I could be 6'4" or 5'10". You don't know. You assume I'm really tall because I have a elongated head. He doesn't have a scrunch face. He's got a weird head. When he was young, he looked like he'd been in a bunch of hockey fights. I think Affleck is using a bunch of product, which, crazy amounts of like facelifts, and guy who just looks too good. He's too much of a pretty boy. I'm such a hater. Just hating on Affleck. He's so nice. He gave Damon that writing credit in Good Will Hunting, even though he wrote the whole thing. What was that movie? Argo? That was pretty good. You don't go until we verify. It's like, oh, you spoke English the whole time. Yeah, I went to fucking Oxford. What do you think? I'm guarding an airport. You'd be bitter too. I wanted to write poetry, not beat foreign visitors with the butt of an AK. Like, you don't have a good chase vehicle. That's the problem. You're going to chase down a, jumbo jet. Can't use like an old Russian 4-door sedan converted to like a small 1-cylinder diesel engine. Get the cargo van. It's like, why? Why don't we get a faster car? Maybe we run them down. No, get the cargo van. I don't know why they sound like, like a Italian guy, a pizzeria, but sorry guys, I'm really tired. I can't really think, but I do love me some Ben Affleck. Love me the 5 head too. Anybody who makes these really low calls on SoFi. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think we covered, did we cover Neo? I don't know what we covered, but yeah, the chart looks, to me, looks primed to break out of this channel and move, I think, 1090 up around 11. I just think this got a lot of room to run. And I say that, and I think it's going to happen like SoFi. It's going to just move even further because I think there's going to gain a ton of momentum in China. I think swap is, once they're selling these 50,000 cars a month, there's going to be much more cars swapping, many eyes on it. The Envo is selling great. Firefly is selling great. They obviously can't make the new ES8 fast enough. They have this limited edition, what is it, the ET9? They have that SUV coming out. So Neo has extremely compelling vehicles differentiated at, really good price segments coming through with Firefly. They're not bottom fishing. They're not down at 8,000, 12,000, but Firefly is very cool. It's being very well received. Obviously, not only the Envo L90 is selling well, but the revamped L60 is selling better. And then you have the ES8 and all the other models. This ET9 sold out. They didn't make very many of those. So I just think this company's hitting on all cylinders. You see Lee's sales year on year falling off a cliff. Xpeng doing quite well, but the bulk of their sales are from that Mona. I don't think their new sedan can compete. What differentiates it? From a BYD or a Geely or Cherry product that, costs a lot less? because those are mature companies that already have scale. What differentiates any of these companies besides Neo? Why isn't CATL trying to buy, a business segment of, their flying car or whatever? Because they don't give a flying fuck. They want to own the power. They want to own the standard. They want to own swap. They want to own the batteries. They want to own the grid. They want it all. And they want it now. And that goes through Big Bill Lee. I heard William Lee fired his barber. Stock was going to go up 20%. Become a little bit more stylized. Be good for the stock. Oh my God. Need some more water. You guys want to talk CRISPR? Oh, I thought you would. Strong volume, up 10%. Why? Well, they have this deal with they just started actually been dosing the thromboembolic disorder in EU. That's what the partnership they just made with, I think it was Sirius, or not Sirius Therapeutic, I can't remember. But another company they just did that deal with a few months ago. So that's really great progress. And then they also have data coming out, H2, supposedly 2 readouts and some other preclinical data they just said they're going to be reading out. So they just have a lot going on. And then they got a bullish call, I think, from HC Wainwright. So sort of like the whole narrative is becoming bullish, and the market makers are spinning this thing up and just really pushing it up. And I think Intelia or something was flying today, but that's a big move. It's a $6.66 move. That's a bit ominous. What is the chart telling us? The chart's telling us breakout. I mean, you just broke out past this like 71 level, closed, at a high that you haven't seen, even higher than this level. So you haven't been this high, in a year and a half. And where's resistance past this? I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's just obviously just a fat guy yammering, so it's not official. But I really don't think there's any effective resistance up here till 100 and 111. That's what I was saying before, 110, 111. I think the rest of this is just noise. Now, you could argue that this is kind of a critical pivot here, like at 96, if you want to, if you care. But I don't think it really matters. This whole run up is a different thing. It's a different animal. It's a beautiful base. Look at the base. All base, no trouble. That's what you want in your kid. Like a base demo tape. Dude, guys, this is the dedication. This is what you get with somebody of the quality of a J Money and not a lurker. Doesn't even have any reception. He texts in sub and like. He texted in on the lurker line. I think you guys just down in the comments, just thank not a lurker. That beautiful bald bastard. We love that guy here doing Poco Mas. Really the heart and soul of the whole operation. God knows I barely have a pulse. Like a low energy fat guy. You mean you have low energy because you're fat? No, even for a fat guy, I'm low energy. You have low T? No, low E. ET? Low ET?
Phone home. Say I have no energy. Say I'm a lazy fat fuck. Oh. Well,
totally mixed up. Do I see the Great Savage of Wall Street? Do my eyes deceive me? Or is that the Great Savage joining us? Let's see what he has to say. Always fun to get some insights from the Savage. But guys, I think CRISPR just has a ton of room to run. This thing was suppressed. I mean, the CEO, I remember a couple years ago talking, he was like, this stock's worth at least 160. He's like, this is ridiculous. It's like, I don't care what these, jabronis tell you. It's like, I know my company. My company's gold, baby. It's gold. Anyway. Which stock, Patrick? On CRISPR? Yeah, CRISPR's chart looks so bullish. I mean, it's just broken out of this downtrend. It's really going to be tough to stop this stock. And there's a big short on it. So this could move up violently. This could move up a ton. It's really high institutional ownership. I was looking to SoFi. Institutional ownership actually increased, just barely. But still, that's a really good sign, after even in Q2, it's run up a ton. You'd think a lot of institutions would be dumping, but these institutions have a long-term mindset. Look at the fund sentiment score, for God's sake. FFS, baby. This is critical information. 89.76 out of 100. Nearly an A- if you round up. Oh, that's really high. Most of the time you see these 50s, 40s, low. So this is a, what funds are buying. And you'd expect to see that, given this institutional ownership chart. So we were talking about Savage Wall Street. Let's see. Sold 35 covered calls. So you got to tell me which stock too. It's probably obvious, but you really got to realize my brain don't work so good. I got kicked in the head. Sold 35 covered calls out to January, so that's cool. Now only stock I haven't written anything on GameStop. Chart is telling us breakout 2. I'm drooling. Well, the drool is a separate issue, Savage. What the fuck's up with IOVA and prop? I won 100x. Speaking of, I think you have to look at prop with production. Just don't worry about the price action. IOVA came up, off of $1.96 or whatever. Now it's 2.25. You have to watch how those things ramp. It's all about, how many patients they dose, how much oil do they pull out of the ground. That's the bottom line. IOVA has so much in their pipeline in terms of solid tumors. If you have to read about them all, but it's a very, very valuable pipeline. And this stuff looks like it works. I mean, this is a novel thing. They're really the only game in town with this as far as actually, the level they're at. So I don't know how all this works. I got to be honest with you. I read all their literature. But as you know, political science is not science. BBAI, Big Bear AI was having a big run. AOI, Rigetti, Ionic, QBTS, selling covered calls. There you go. Savage doing what he does, man. Selling options, breaking necks and cashing checks. You got the great Carl Seamark, the great Carl Seamark, Magic King of Chicago, doing it in gold or crypto. Yeah, I have gold from way back when it was really low, like $300 when I was a kid. I don't have that much, but yeah, I have a little bit of crypto. So I was saying some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, just the big boys. I just bought some more XRP, just dip a toe in the water. Just dipping a toe in the water, checking the old temperature. You know what I mean? How come Derek White split from Galileo? Did Derek White quit Galileo? I didn't even know that. Richard Von Gittin Jr. I don't know. He probably got sick of all the bald jokes. I'm not sure. I didn't know that. I thought I would have heard that, but I've been pretty catatonic. So let's see. Savage, volume shooter. It's like Dickie Simpkins. Hey, someone holds you $15 generous. It was a good call. What's up, some folks? All-time highs. Baby step over up to buy the call as possible right now. He wants to try. Savage just trying to bait us into buying his calls. Damn it! Brilliant. Never bring the average way down. It's better be good. Interrupting my bathroom time. Well, it's BW, not BM, my friend. Low Country Luton Pond. I'm driving home from work. I knew it, man. I know Low Country Luton Pond better than he knows himself. Always Poco, no matter what. Indeed. Playing small ball, my friend. So am I. SMCI going to 55. SMCI is going to 91. I mean, SMCI is inevitably ramping the next year and a half. Blackwell is profit. Blackwell is revenue. Blackwell is growth. These numbers are going to spike. I don't care if, Woogie's cooking the books or not. Cook them up, Woogie. Cook them books, boy. Cook them books. Sling that paint, boy. Was that in Rambo? Like, sling that paint, boy. That cop that was just totally out of line. Didn't he end up killing that guy with a rock in the helicopter or something? Yeah, my bionic hair is very, very impressive. It's like a helmet. Cheers, Richard. What's going on? We got the great Mark C. Hello and welcome, and hello, Mark C. We got the great, of course, the Jordy Sanders, Hall of Fame running back, Jordy Sanders. Watch now, watch later, watch whenever you want. What's up, Danny? What's up, two brothers? How you doing? Carl C. Mark again, Jordy, clap my dog. Everybody's here. Okay, I answered everybody. Did that answer all your questions? Are you not entertained? So what were we talking about? This is SMCI, little charty chart. Let's see what we're dealing with here. This is an interesting level right here at 51.25 because I identified this is where a very sort of well-defined uptrend sort of intersects in the broad sense of the word with a very well-defined downtrend that turned out to be a little fugazi retracement, a little retracemento for those of you who habla poco. Sorry guys, I really can't think. Even my jokes. Usually, even if I'm just, dead tired, dead to the world, I'm still funny. But today I'm not even funny. I'm not making any sense, and I'm not funny. I'd say, "Oh, you're funny looking. Oh, that's hilarious." What are you, 5? Only 5 is 5 and have a bad sense of humor. At 5, I was hilarious. Oh, I'm out of water. I don't have not a lurker to tell me that to drink water. What the hell does Sean Markey with SRM Contracting want? Doesn't take off till January. I sold covered calls. Oh, on sold covered calls on SMCX. Oh, you greedy little bastard. I love it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go crazy on you. I don't think it's going to go crazy on you. Because I don't think this ER is going to be incredible. I think the next one is going to be incredible. And then after that, even better. So I think, then really good, then great, then great. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Sean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Meet down at the bowling alley for a couple of draft beers. Know what I mean? Got a 3-for-1 special on hams. No hams light. Just hams. Does anybody still drink hams beer? When I was drinking, I used to drink a lot of weird beers because they were on sale. Meisterbrow. You guys ever drink that? It was like some Guatemalan beer, caguamas. I remember just for a long time, my supermarket had those like 30 packs for like $6. I was like, how do you even do that? And then I bought a pack. I'm like, oh, this stuff's good. I was a caguamas guy for like an entire summer. Hey, does anybody have a 30 pack of caguamas? Yeah, just find a few quarters. Go get 30 beers. Down at a sports bar, those 30 beers with tip would cost you a couple $100. $6, you get 30 caguamas. Nice and ice cold. Drink them right in the parking lot. Out on the sidewalk. In a paper bag. I don't know if that's a Guatemalan accent. I can't even really remember what the hell's going on. No, but I think you're going to be fine, Sean. I think it's going to kind of go up and pull back, go up, pull back, and then 2 ERs from now, I think it absolutely flies, rips, dips, moons, not dips. Sounds like rip, dip, Fantasia. What else, guys? What else? But yeah, this looks really bullish to me. Had sort of this Giecken balls pattern here, this little jock strap pattern, recovered nicely, kind of at a one wounded wing here, and then just an absolute monster candle right about here. And then today was sort of just holding, but that's very nice, holding at 52.50 for where the stock has been. I mean, I think honestly, all of us thought it was going to get stuck back in this channel, back in the low 40s, because had our wing stepped on so many times back in that region, back in that geographic center. Little huge old stick to the testicle, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. What else, guys? What else do we have? 10x. 10x has been really doing well. Stuck in that little this little shit zone, this little friend zone forever, kind of, mid 5s, sort of low 6s, and then all of a sudden the stock got this Piper Sandler initiated at 20. Few weeks after that, stock broke out. It's no news in particular. It's just more dosing. I personally think this FDA could approve this drug in less than 2 years. I mean, other people are saying 4 to 6. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see why this trial should take that long. Once they get everybody signed up, they're going to collect data in 12 weeks, 20 weeks. Game over. Flip. Game over. You know what I mean? You guys heard that song? Some rap songs are like really weird. I'm thinking about starting every broadcast by just screaming Puerto Rico repeatedly. The bit I did is like, what are we going to do with this tune? Like, I just don't have a snappy intro. I've got it. Just scream Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. Sirens, bells. Pretty pretty much get the party amped up. It's like a pit bull situation. You don't really know why you're amped up and violent, but guy's bald. He's wearing, sort of sunglasses, 80% sunglasses in a bar at night, kind of the white shirt with cufflinks, but he doesn't have cufflinks. French cut, whatever you call that. Like a pirate shirt, the puffy shirt. Anyway, so 10x going way. It's still tremendously undervalued. You're like, what about the dilution? What about the overhang? What about the warrants? Oh, Danny, what about the warrants? You're so fat. I'm really getting annoyed with my weight problems. I can't get. I was doing so good. I hurt myself. I always have an excuse. Oh my God, I hurt myself. My shoulder hurts, so I can't walk. Is your shoulder in your leg, you fat jerk? You're just making an excuse to spend more time poring over thousands of penny stocks on a computer while you get osteoporosis, scoliosis, onomatopoeia, possibly a vitamin deficiency. Just fall asleep during this broadcast. You guys just watch me drool, snore. 12 hours. Start over. Oh, is the market open? Somebody could drop me off a breakfast burrito. That would be great. That would be great. Just great. So I don't know. I really don't know what I'm talking about. Shocker. So this was critical. The European patent. And this is oral. Orion sold a ton of levosimendan. They sold all the rights to. Made a deal with, of course, 10x for all the rights to levosimendan. They made an oral formulation. They got that patented. US, Europe, every which way but loose. Really good IP. So they're going to sell a ton of this. It's going to get approved. It's inevitable. This is a really safe penny stock, in my opinion. They got a good cash runway. Now, they did a money raise. I hope they don't do another money raise because they're getting silly with the stock-based compensation. Silly. Fuck me in the goat ass, as they say down on the forum. IOVA. What are we talking about here? Weak volume, targeting 1 billion in sales. Yeah, my left eye, my left butt cheek. Invested 1,000 in IOVANS 3 years ago. You'd be pissed because 3 years ago stock was, I don't know, 17. Kicked up to 17 again, 2024. This thing's just been on a shit coaster. Shit bird, Randy. Put the drink down, Mr. Leahy. I am the liquor. You guys like Trailer Park Boys? I'm a big Bubbles fan. No, Julian. I like Julian too. He's always wearing black, carrying a cocktail. The pinky out. There's that sweet T-top Firebird. If you got a guy in your trailer park who drives a T-top Firebird and is wearing all black all the time, like rolled up sleeves, give him a wide berth. Just steer clear. Probably going to issue you a severe beating. Anyway, what's the deal with IOVANS? I don't know. You guys want to look at the chart? I don't know. Because I don't know anything anyway. So there's really no point. But we're here. So why not? Volume is strong. Volume's kind of weakened again, but it's a lot of buying. I don't know. What the hell's going on? Sitting here. So it could clear this one. It's a fairly important level. Because you see this was kind of where it took off here on a pump and dump, here on a pump. It likes to pump from here, that's for sure. Even just this one candle was a pretty big pump, like a 30-cent pump. So, we might be looking at a pump to 275, 272. Who knows? I don't know. This is a long slog, guys. That's what they got FDA approval, but they got to ramp up, the actual delivery to patients, and that does take some time. But I really wasn't buying this drug approval. I was buying the pipeline. because I think as data readout comes, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be juicy, and I think the market cap is going to really explode. Like me after a chili dog cook-off. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Scurvy, yep. That's where you don't eat enough donuts. Get you some scurvy. ConAgra. I know ConAgra, the company, but I actually haven't looked at the stock, Sean. Take a look at it. What's good about it? Beat the street low bar, but rising costs, catching up next quarter. Kind of quarter they have. So sales coming down a little bit, but yeah, profits coming way down. What's the debt look like? That's a good question. That's the big poison pill on a lot of these. PE looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, so they're back down here. Rode it up to 40. Boy, tested 40 in 2017, 2020, 2021. I mean, I don't hate the chart. I mean, I think you could definitely pop back up to 26. Fundamentally, I don't know anything about the business, but what else is new, right? No, seriously, guys, I got to go. I don't have any water. What's up, Tommy Dimes? Great Tommy Dimes joined us with his custom line of bowling shirts. Great Tommy Dimes. Tommy, I really believe SoFi will go to 100. Now, won't be next year, probably take a few years, but I believe it could go to 100 in 5 years. I don't think that's crazy at all. Hood's already there. I mean, I know we're talking market cap, not just, nominal price of a share. But I really don't think it's crazy at all that SoFi could 4x from here over the next, 5 to 10 years, obviously. 10, I think, is a very good chance it could 4x. 5 would be ambitious, quite ambitious, but I'm an ambitious guy, Know what I mean? Anyway, that's about all I got for you. I know that really wasn't coherent or helpful, but you get what you get here doing Poco Mas. I'd like to thank Great Naughty Lurker who texted in his heartfelt wishes that you guys like and sub. I would personally recommend it. Would like to thank Tommy Dimes. Would like to thank, similar to Robin Hood, I agree with you. Would like to thank Sean Markey, Carl, Great Savage Wall Street, Patrick, Richard Von Gittin Jr., Clap My Dog, did Petridge Farms. Elmo says mini water. Yeah, I need mini water, but I'm going to end the broadcast. I got to get out of here. Everybody else, DVDBW, Low Country Luton Pond, Great Low Country Luton Pond, Clap My Dog, Mark C, Jordy, everybody else. I don't know if I missed anybody. Apologies, guys. I'm reading really fast. Anyway, we have to see what happens tomorrow. Usually they step on all this garbage for OPEX because everybody's holding. Now, if people got out of their calls, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like they had a brain in their head and there's not overwhelming call volume out there, maybe we could see some things move up. But if you're holding, millions of calls, at these expiries, they're just not gonna let it move. There's hell or high water. They don't care. They'll deal with the boss next week, but they ain't gonna pay us. We ain't gonna pay that fat guy. We don't care if we lose $1 billion. You're gonna lose $1 billion so you don't pay that fat guy 100,000? Absolutely. That's how much God hates me, guys. On that note,